forget you can get your She paraphernalia online. Your She's Only Rock and Roll clear window translucent decals. We call them window clings now. Your She's Only Rock and Roll window stickers, bumper stickers. We have laptop skins that people are gobbling up like crazy. What else? T-shirts, she tees, the old baseball jerseys. We've got them all. Go to the website. You can sport yours and sport She freely once again. WSHE-FM, and you can find your goodies there. I'm Ron Tanner taking you guys back old school style. It's open mic. These are the Eagles.
Wake up to a softer side of the 70s. Join me this Sunday from 7 a.m. till 12 noon. Begin your Sunday with the softer side of She. It's 70s Soft Rock Sunday. We'll see you there.
Monday music.
The Kinks. That would be live from the rack of CD players, which sit in front of me right now, which I'm really trying still to get used to since back in the day. Back then, we used to play something called albums, records, actual vinyl that you'd put onto a 45-pound turntable and put the needle on the record and play it, and would cue it beforehand, and with a little luck, it would come out right, and your segue would be perfect. But nowadays, we here use something called, of course, it's computer generated, and it's an automation system, iMedia Touch or something like that. It's something to learn. It really is. It's a huge hurdle to come around since back in the day. We actually have vinyl in the studio, if you must know, and the crates are Peaches records and crates tapes. They really are. They're big crates with nails in the sides, some falling apart, some not. And we actually still do albums. And that's probably why you don't see the song title and artist displaying as we do it live, because, of course, you can't do digital from an album or from a turntable live. If I've said that correctly, please, or not, you may correct me. info@WSHE-FM. I'm Ron Tanner doing it live this evening. It's just about 9 o'clock. And since I've brought that up, I'm looking here as I gaze. Push button is easy. We have a rack of CD players, which is coming to you live from now. A couple turntables up in here, and it's really a struggle after you get used to CD players and racks of them and just pushing buttons and seeing a title displayed in something called TM Century Gold Disc, which, matter of fact, that came to you from the TM Century disc of Gold Disc number 701, cut number 9, and there was, I think, an 8-second talk-up intro to the Post from 1970. However, Foreigner with Tramontane, this would be a deeper cut from Foreigner from 1978. It was intermission music at the Hollywood Sportatorium back in, I think Foreigner opened for the band Eddie Money, Sweet, somebody else, I don't recall. The request line's still wide open. It's open till 9:30. You got 30 minutes Eastern Standard Time. Request at WSHE-FM. I hate to sound stupid, but I'm honest. Called The Foreigner. That would be from 1978. The title cut Tremontaine, if I'm saying that correctly. Yes, I was going off on a tangent earlier about these new technology and new ways of doing things that things are done. And I miss the old album sides as we used to do it back on 103.5 on the FM dial. We actually had albums and something called card players. I won't go into that. And I've learned from a very, very important, special person. His name was Rob Sidney. And he says, hey, you want to cut down the snap, crackle, and pop of the album? No matter how well you stored an album, it still had a distortion level of X amount of decibels. And when you'd put your stylus or needle, lack of a better word, down onto it, you would get a crackling sound and whatever. And with the proper processors, it kind of blocks that out. But in comes garbage, out goes garbage. However, if you have a turntable and you have albums, actual vinyl, and you put them down on one, here's a tip for you that I learned from a man called Rob Sidney. Named Rob Sidney, I should say. The great Rob Sidney. Hello. Take a spray bottle. Go to Home Depot and buy one, or Eckerd's or CVS or whatever. Buy a spray bottle, fill it up with water, and actually mist the album. Mist the album with water. Mist it well. Coat the album with water, and it'll knock it down about 20 dB. Seriously. And it works. And that's what we do here when we flop down an album on this. I think these are called Technics. They're candy apple red. They weigh about 50 pounds or less. And they're very expensive, yet they're old, and they still work. They sound fantastic, and we still do albums here, album size. And in between each song, you got to get up, go to the closet down the hall, whip out your Peaches records and crates, and yank them on in here. And we kind of do this by the seat of the pants. And that's where I'm at now. I'm Ron Tanner. It's She, WSHE Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and that's the real deal. The Doors. The Doors. Oh, thank you. That would be Tightrope Ride on She. This is from the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album.
Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins, silently closing her bedroom door.
It's 9:20 on your Monday. Music from the band called the Moody Blues. Who was Timothy Leary anyways? Have you ever met Timothy? I think none of us have. It's Ron Tanner. It's WSHE Miami, Fort Lauderdale. It's Open Mic Monday Freestyle. I've queued up some Who for you from the turntable. Coming to you guys live from the rack of CD players here in Studio B. From 1969, this is Overture. By the way, I'll take a few more requests. Request at RadioShe.com, all right?
Tell me tonight, I've taken everything in sight. Yes, I'll just take your flight.
Fred John and his Playboy Band, 1969 would be the year. I've got one queued up here off of an album. The band called the Stone Cowboy the Fantasy Band. They were a local band down here that circulated the area throughout the latter half of the 60s and early portion of the 70s. I think you've heard of them. You've seen them many times if you're local down here. The Fantasy. Stone Cowboy, I give you from the turntable from 1969.
I'm your captain, and we are getting closer to home. Grand Funk Railroad.
This Sunday, August 23rd, from 5 till 11 p.m. for Peace on Earth Rock Concert number 4, proudly presents The Fantasy. Plus 5 other fantastic bands: Rufus, Tire, Packaged Infinity, Sunrise, and Bloomsbury. You will groove to The Fantasy for an hour and a half. This is going to be the most dynamic rock concert there ever was. A concert for real people. This is the 4th one, so there is something happening.
Why do you treat me like
The Fantasy, who started in Miami at the Image and then broke loose to California, now have the biggest hit across the country and an album out that you can't wait to hear them do live. So come on now, people. Let's get together and get it on Sunday with The Fantasy. Plus 5 other far-out groups for 6 hours at the Village Green Country Club, 12101 Southwest 34th Street. To get there, head west on Bird Road or Southwest 40th Street and hang a right at Southwest 122nd Avenue and go to 34th Street Sunday for Peace on Earth. A Spencer Kermish heavenly production. Peace.
Also appearing will be Rubber Soul and Gypsy's Son. Tickets are $3 in advance and $3 at the door. You better get them now because they're going kind of fast. They're available at Jeans East, the Brave New World, the Stag Shop in Dadeland, Tapesville, 34 Miracle Mile, and 1030 Palm Springs Mile in Hialeah, Katie's in Westchester, Body and Soul, Carol Music in the Concord Shopping Center, Purple Haze, To Serve with Love, The Fig Leaf, and Symposium and Sound in Coconut Grove. Get your tickets now. Fantasy will be playing for 2 hours.
WSHE Radio Network here in Broward County has teamed up with the Kids for Cancer Foundation of South Florida. We're currently collecting new and used baseballs for kids with cancer. If you've got an old baseball lying around the house that you might be considering tossing, toss it our way. It's all about these kids that need your support with baseballs. If you coach a little league team or know someone who does, there's always a few used baseballs that you could gather up. For more information to help this fight against kids with cancer, call Richard Zolan at 786-356-1375. That's 786-356-1375. It's all about the fight against cancer to help these kids. Feel free to go to our website at WSHE-FM and check out the Baseballs for Kids Cancer campaign. Grab those baseballs today and get them sent in. Every single baseball that you send will help a kid with cancer.
'Cause he gets up in the morning and he goes to work at 9, and he plays a song to Charles, and he goes to the regatta. He adores the girl next door 'cause he's dying to get at her, but his mother knows the best about the matrimonial snakes so conservatively.
Wake up with the softer side of the 70s. Join me this Sunday from 7 a.m. till 12 noon. Begin your Sunday with the softer side of She. I'll see you there.